Well, word has leaked out on the internet that the Masked Singer's Kitten was none other than Julia Morris, but that didn't ruin the magic moment when the head came off. Take a look at what happened last night on the Channel 10 smash hit show.
Don't tell me what to do, and don't tell me what to say, and please, when I go out with you, don't put me on display.
Take it up! 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 It's Julia Morris! It's Julia Morris!
Would you believe the one and only Julia Morris is with us now? Julia, welcome to the Ben, Rob and Robbo show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, look, you've done a lot of crazy things in your life, but surely this was one of the craziest.
Well, you're absolutely right. I've done some insane stuff over the years, but this was not only one of the craziest, it was genuinely one of the more enjoyable things that I've done. And I'm not sure if that's actually Stockholm Syndrome talking, because I have been in the house for just on 25 weeks. So to get out was going to be a pleasure anyway. But to get in that great big costume and just not have to be anything else other than a singer was a real treat.
But you genuinely seem to be having the time of your life.
Yeah, I was having a ball. I was having an absolute ball. I realised how silly the kitty looked. It was fun. The songs were great. The crew were amazing. So honestly, it was really exciting to be back making television again.
Yeah, but one of my favourite bits was the very end of the show last night when you had the head off and you were just singing your heart out. And even though you've had a bad back during that time, you did a very Julia Morris thing. You got on your back, you gave it your all. You're like, stuff the back, I'll deal with that later. And you got out there and you had to go.
I know. I wanted to be like a proper kitty and get on the floor and get a little tummy scratch from Osher. That was really most of my motivation for the end there. Plus, I had nothing to lose by then. When they said my name, I have to say I got a little bit. I had one of those sort of teary, odd breathing moments. You know when you get I had one of those ones. I know. Talk about way too invested, but. So I was so disappointed, but once I was revealed, it was so much fun then to have that final scene.
Well, talk about revealing. The other day you were accidentally outed as Kitten on 2GB by the designer. Did the producers lose their minds when that happened?
Well, luckily that's all out of my pay grade. That is such a long way from anything that I get exposed to, but I mean, mind you, Tim did make a series of the most exquisite costumes I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I don't believe for one moment you didn't hear what was being said about being out.
You know what, though? I think because he's so warm and he's so lovely.
Oh, there was nothing mean in it. It was a pure accident. You've got to feel for the guy.
Absolutely. And Deb Knight is a kick-ass journalist. And she did, I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but she did that old journalistic trick where you say it like it's factual. And yes. I kind of think unless he was actually watching the show the night before, he has just seen it live for the last however many weeks.
Yes.
That he would know I was going this week, but he wouldn't necessarily have known whether it was that night or this night or what. And in interviews, I imagine he's not really used to lying.
Yes.
So
yes, which is what you have to do sometimes in these interviews. But I know you would never lie to me, Julia.
I haven't told a lie since 1973.
Well, is not telling your kids about this a form of lying?
Yes. Yes, it definitely is. Well, I didn't want to put them under that pressure so that it was their secret to keep. I mean, we're sitting on secrets all year in this industry. You would be the same. We all are. And there's a right time to reveal and there's a wrong time to reveal, and you just really hope it doesn't come out of your head at that moment.
Well, look, Channel 10 seem to love you, and even in these challenging times, they're determined to bring back I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah, which is very exciting for me because, nobody really knows when they're going to be working, how they're going to be working, in what form they're going to be working. I don't even know where we are going to be working at the moment.
Well, it's obviously confirmed it's the New South Wales coast, up in northern New South Wales, right?
Not as far as I know. That definitely, I believe they've got a number of things in place. And September is what we've been waiting for. September for the government's announcement, the federal government's announcement as to whether we can go wheels up and return to our beloved Kruger National Park.
Yes.
Or I assume they have another number of options standing by. I mean,
well, I've got to tell you, I actually love the idea of you guys using Northern New South Wales. So what people may not know is that's where the English version is set. They come out here to Australia, filming a property right on the border here in Queensland. And I thought, geez, it's so close, I could pop down and say g'day, whether I'm invited or not, Julia.
But you know what? We also have been rumoured to be in the Blue Mountains for years. So are we just returning to the Blue Mountains set?
I know you haven't been in the Blue Mountains. I know you've been in South Africa, but I think an Australian version would be quite interesting because we've gotten back to that idea of, you know, that had that scariness of being in another country. It wouldn't hurt the show in any way, shape or form to do it in New South Wales, I don't think. Hey, look, when I interviewed you last year for the McKnight Tonight podcast, you told me a very personal story about a mishap that happened on the set of I'm a Celebrity and your brand new trailer. I want you to share that story with the guys. Can I ask it again? I know it got talked about a bit when we talked about it. It's one of my favourite TV stories ever.
Well, also it ended up being one of Kitten's clues.
Did it really?
It was a clue about a tradie. There was something with a plunger. But what I mean, honestly, it is one of the more embarrassing stories of my lifetime. But they built me a little cabin, and not just me, for the doctor and I, because we're so remote. They built us it's a shipping container that they made into a little kind of section
dressing
for us
room
to
trailer,
sit in,
like the movie stars have.
Totally. So the guys who run the unit now, are the guys and girls who look after the set everywhere around the tech base, what have you. So a chap came up and he said, "Listen, I just want to let you know that your toilet is not connected. So please, we're getting to it. I promise you it'll be done by tomorrow. If it flushes, it's working, but it's not working yet. So awkward. Please don't go to the bathroom." So I was like, no, of course I'll go down to the Portaloos, or do what most people do in television, which is just hold it till you get home and then like violently tap the key on your front door because you're so desperate to get through the door. You're just like this. Anyone who can't swim,
we've all been there.
In trouble. So bad. So then the next morning I came in and I flushed it and I thought, well, there's the flush. It's working. Beautiful. And there's nothing quite like getting up at 4:30 in the morning and having a coffee as the first thing that you do in your day. So without, I'm not going to give you too many details because nobody really needs to hear it. But I went to the bathroom, which I'm always grateful for at this age. And then I just sat in the trailer, got dressed, got ready to go up to studio. And a knock came at the sliding door, and there was a chap just saying, can you please not use the toilet facility? And I said, no, someone spoke to me yesterday and they said, don't use it until it flushes, and once it flushes, you're fine. So it's actually flushing now. It's fine. And he's like, it's not fine. So I was like, okay, I won't use it. Moving forward. Anyway, whatever. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so I get all dressed up. I come out. Chris comes out of his trailer at the same time. I see the lovely Stephen Tate, who is one of the executives for Channel 10, running up the street, kind of pointing, and everyone's sort of standing around pointing at my cabin. I don't understand what's happening. And I turn around and there's just a couple of little sweet poo-poos on the road.
I love how you say it, a couple of sweet little poo-poos, not a big
at
giant
an open drain. I'm like, what is happening? I could see Stephen approaching. I'm like, that is my poo-poo on the road. Then I see the doctor come out of his cabin. He's like, what's happening? I'm like, nothing's happening. Do you even need to be out yet? He's like, what are you talking about? And with that, I'm trying to hide it from Stephen Tate. Like, do you really need your executive producer, bright and early in the morning having a little look at your poo-poo? So I was like, good morning. And Stephen goes, I've seen it. I was like, no. He said, I saw it roll out. I was like, I don't even. And then I think everyone worries about, is the celebrity going to spiral out of control? So everyone was sort of sweetly trying to manage me about my poo-poo on the road. Oh, hardly anyone saw it. Oh, no, only the 500 people that just walked past it on their way to set saw it. But apart from that, and then the doctor's making kiwi fruit jokes. He's like, no, it's good to see you keeping up the kiwi, lover. I'm like, don't even speak to me. I don't even want to speak to anyone about this situation. So I'm just like, if you have taken a dump on a road on set in Africa, there's really not a lot else to hide.
If you haven't taken a dump in front of your workmates, you haven't lived. Let's be honest.
You have not lived. Boom. I mean, the fact that, anyway, we're not going to. I took a photo of it, and then I was going to talk about it.
Was there
in
a
my
photo?
stand-up.
I haven't seen the photo.
Oh, I've never released the photo. But it's there. It's just, you know what, the story's more fun than the photo. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think you're 100% right. Look, I do appreciate you indulging me because I know last time you told that story to me, it got picked up in the media on the Daily Mail and stuff like that. So
yeah, Star takes furious shit in street. What? What I didn't. You can ask Stephen Tate. He saw it roll out.
Yeah, if I can break the code of trust, he was the one who originally told me the story. That's how I knew it.
Well, it's become quite. I'm not sure it's a story to dine out on, but it's certainly one of those stories that when anyone hears it, they're just like, I can't even cope with.
I love it. I've got a laughing headache.
I can't even do a pichareta with someone in the next stall to me. You can imagine how I feel about, rolling one out in Africa. I'm like, come on. And then I wanted to, then I'm like, I'll pick it up. And the unit guys are like, no, you must not pick that up. You're in wardrobe. I'm like, mate, I'm the only one to pick that up. I don't want anybody near it. To get the gloves. It was like hanging out with Tootsie. Tootsie, my puppy dog.
I hoped. Julia, thank you so much. The Masked Singer continues on Monday night at 7:30 and 10 on Win. Julia will be going back for the finale, and we've got some news about that in entertainment because there have been more developments about the finale today. Julia, we are big fans of yours here at the Ben Robin Robbo Show. Thank you for being with us.
Love you guys. Thank you.
It's the Ben Robin Robbo Show.